Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are making ginger mochi waffles in partnership with the California Milk Advisory Board. For those of you who've never had mochi before, they're Japanese-style rice cakes that are made with sweet rice flour, which give the mochi its characteristic chewy texture. They're usually snack-sized and often filled with something like a bean paste. Today we're going to take that concept of a mochi and turn it into a waffle. They're very fun to make with your family and they're great for your holiday brunch. We'll be using sweet rice flour to make the mochi waffles. I'm also adding a bit of milk and butter to give the mochi waffles richer flavor. These waffles are great on their own, or you can serve them with some freshly whipped cream. When you're buying the dairy products for this recipe, make sure to look for the Real California Milk seal. Dairy products with this seal are sustainably sourced from California milk farms. Without further ado, let's get to it.
First, measure out a 3/4 cup of whole milk and pour it into a bowl. Then add a 3/4 cup of sweet rice flour. You must use sweet rice flour and not regular rice flour, otherwise your waffles won't get that chewy mochi-like texture. Whisk the milk and flour together until you get a relatively smooth batter. We're going to heat this batter very gradually in the microwave to prevent overcooking it. Start off with 30 seconds in the microwave. Mix the batter and heat it for 30 seconds again. Then keep repeating this process at 20-second intervals until you get a very thick paste. If you heat the batter for long periods at a time, you can overcook the dough, which will turn it into a solid block. This is the consistency you want. The dough is quite sticky, so use a greased spatula to handle the dough. For the next step, melt some unsalted butter. I usually cut the butter into smaller pieces and melt it in the microwave. Then add the melted butter to the bowl of your stand mixer. Add a large egg. Then add some molasses and granulated sugar. Set the bowl aside. You'll need another cup of sweet rice flour. Then add ground ginger, ground cinnamon, freshly grated nutmeg, and some cloves. You'll also need some baking powder and a bit of salt. Whisk everything together. Using the paddle attachment of your stand mixer, mix the wet mixture on low for a minute until combined. Then add the cooled mochi dough. Mix everything on medium-low speed for about a minute until it looks like the dough has mixed into the wet ingredients. It's okay if you can still see some tiny bits of dough in there. Add the dry ingredients into the bowl at once. Mix on low until you don't see a lot of loose flour flying about. Then increase the speed to medium and work the dough for about a minute and a half. This is what the dough should look like at this stage. You can see how it can hold its shape. From this point on, every surface that the dough touches should be lightly greased with oil or a little bit of butter, including your hands. Divide the dough into 8 pieces, about 82 to 86 grams each. Shape the dough into balls and transfer them to a greased plate. Heat up your waffle iron and brush some melted butter over the surface of the iron. Place 4 pieces of dough onto the bottom plate. I like pressing down the dough slightly to ensure that the waffles are nicely shaped. Cook the mochi waffles for 4 minutes at medium heat. Use a spatula and tongs to remove the waffles. Transfer the cooked waffles to a cooling rack. Brush the waffle iron with butter again and cook the second batch of mochi waffles. These mochi waffles are great with a bit of whipped cream. Add a cup of heavy whipping cream to the bowl of a stand mixer. The waffles are sweet enough on their own, so I'm only adding a tablespoon of powdered sugar to the cream. Add a teaspoon of vanilla extract for flavor. Using the whisk attachment, whisk the heavy cream on low for 30 seconds. Then increase the speed to medium and whisk for about 2.5 to 3 minutes until you get relatively stiff peaks. Add a dollop of whipped cream to the waffles, or just dip the waffles straight into the whipped cream.
So these waffles have a nice crunchy exterior and they're chewy on the inside. They're not quite as chewy as actual mochi, but you can taste that the center is chewier than your normal waffle. And I love all the flavors in this mochi waffle. But yeah, they're great on their own or with a little bit of whipped cream too. All right, guys, that's it for now. You can get the full recipe in the description. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And thanks again to the California Milk Advisory Board for sponsoring this ginger mochi waffle recipe. Until next time, happy holidays!